Ladies and gentlemen, happiness is not a destination. It's not something you wait for when circumstances are perfect, when you earn more money, or when life finally settles down. Happiness is a choice, a practice, and a mindset that every woman can embrace daily. For too long, many women have been conditioned to put everyone else's needs before their own: family, career, society, and expectations. But true happiness begins the moment you decide that your well-being matters just as much as anyone else's. Happiness begins in the mirror. A woman who accepts herself, her flaws, her scars, and her strengths, carries a glow no one can take away. Wake up each morning and remind yourself, I am enough. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Learn to set boundaries, say no without guilt. Happiness grows when you no longer allow toxic people or unnecessary drama to steal your joy. Don't wait for big achievements to feel good. Happiness lives in a cup of tea, a walk in the evening breeze, laughter with a friend, or simply taking a deep breath and realizing you are alive today. Do something every day that makes you feel alive, whether it's reading, painting, cooking, dancing, or learning something new. When a woman nourishes her soul, her happiness becomes limitless. Gratitude is the secret to lasting happiness. Instead of focusing on what's missing, focus on what's present. Even the simplest blessings, a roof over your head, food on your table, people who love you, are reasons to smile. Remember this: happiness is not found in others, in possessions, or in perfection. It's found in choosing yourself, in loving deeply, in living presently, and in appreciating life as it is. To every woman listening today, promise yourself this: I will no longer postpone my happiness. I will live it, breathe it, and create it every single day. Happiness is one of the most precious treasures of life. Yet, many women forget that happiness is not something to wait for. It is something to create, to protect, and to practice every day. Society often teaches women to put others first, to sacrifice for family, career, or relationships. But true happiness begins when a woman learns to value her own well-being. If you ask most women what happiness means to them, you will hear answers like success, marriage, children, recognition, or financial freedom. But the truth is, no achievement, no relationship, and no amount of money can make you happy if you don't love yourself first. Self-love is the soil from which happiness grows. Without it, everything else becomes fragile and unstable. Unfortunately, many women struggle with self-love because society has taught them to be critical of themselves. From a young age, women are bombarded with messages about how they should look, act, or live. If you are too quiet, you're told to speak up. If you are outspoken, you're told to tone it down. If you are slim, people tell you to gain weight. If you are curvy, they tell you to lose it. This constant cycle of judgment makes many women feel that they are never enough. But self-love breaks this chain. Self-love is not about arrogance or ignoring your flaws. It is about embracing your uniqueness and refusing to let anyone else define your worth. It's the courage to stand tall and say, I am worthy exactly as I am. So how does a woman practice self-love in daily life? First, she accepts herself fully. Every scar, every mistake, every weakness is part of her journey. Instead of criticizing herself in the mirror, she chooses to speak words of kindness. Imagine how your life would change if every morning you stood in front of the mirror and said, I am beautiful, I am capable, I am enough. Words carry power, and when spoken with love, they transform your entire outlook. Second, she forgives herself. Many women carry guilt like heavy baggage, regrets about past relationships, missed opportunities, or mistakes made along the way. But happiness cannot exist in the presence of constant self-blame. Forgiveness is freedom. It means understanding that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. The past cannot be changed, but your future can be brighter if you release the weight of yesterday. Third, she puts herself on her own priority list. Women are natural givers. They nurture children, support partners, take care of families, and often put themselves last. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. Loving yourself means giving yourself permission to rest, to take breaks, to enjoy life without guilt. It means saying yes to your well-being, even if others don't understand. Fourth, she stops seeking validation from others. Many women tie their happiness to the opinions of others, waiting for compliments to feel pretty, waiting for recognition to feel accomplished, or waiting for approval to feel good enough. But real happiness comes from within. When a woman knows her worth, she no longer needs constant validation. She doesn't wait for someone else to tell her she's valuable. She already knows it. Finally, she celebrates her individuality. No two women are the same, and that is the beauty of life. Some are bold leaders, some are gentle nurturers, some are creative dreamers, and some are strong fighters. Self-love means embracing your unique path without comparing it to anyone else's. Comparison is the thief of joy. Instead of measuring yourself against others, celebrate your journey, your progress, and your growth. When a woman practices self-love daily, her happiness becomes unshakable. She no longer feels empty when someone leaves. She no longer breaks under criticism, and she no longer waits for life to be perfect before choosing joy. Self-love gives her strength, confidence, and freedom. So remember this: happiness is not found in a perfect body, a perfect job, or a perfect relationship. Happiness is found the moment you decide that you are enough, just as you are. Self-love is not selfish. It is the most powerful gift you can give yourself. And when you truly love yourself, happiness becomes not just a moment, but a way of life. Peace of mind is one of the greatest treasures a woman can have, and yet it is one of the easiest to lose. Why? Because many women are conditioned to give endlessly, time, energy, emotions, and care, without ever pausing to ask, what about me? Protecting your peace begins with one powerful tool: boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are healthy lines that protect your well-being, define your limits, and remind both you and others that your energy is valuable. Without boundaries, happiness is constantly stolen by stress, exhaustion, and resentment. Think about this. How often have you said yes when your heart was screaming no? How often have you tolerated behavior that left you drained just because you didn't want to upset anyone? How often have you allowed toxic conversations, unhealthy friendships, or unreasonable demands to occupy your time and energy? Every time you ignore your boundaries, you pay for it with your peace. So how do women protect their peace through boundaries? 1. Learn to say no without guilt. Many women equate saying no with selfishness, but saying yes to everything is the fastest road to burnout. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are saying yes to yourself, your well-being, and your happiness. Boundaries are not about rejecting people, they are about respecting yourself. Practice saying no with kindness but firmness. You don't need long explanations. A simple, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't take this on right now," is enough. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but over time, it will become a source of strength. 2. Distance yourself from toxic energy. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some people bring joy, encouragement, and love, while others bring negativity, gossip, and drama. Protecting your peace means learning to identify which voices add value to your life and which ones drain it. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off harshly. Sometimes it means limiting interactions, setting time boundaries, or refusing to engage in harmful conversations. Remember, it is not your responsibility to fix everyone, and it is not your job to absorb their negativity. 3. Set boundaries with technology and social media. In today's world, peace is often stolen by constant digital noise, messages, notifications, and endless scrolling. Many women compare their lives to carefully edited pictures online, leading to feelings of inadequacy. Protecting your peace means creating boundaries with technology. That might mean turning off your phone during meals, setting a time limit for social media, or starting your morning without immediately checking notifications. When you control your digital environment, You control your mental clarity. 4. Honor your emotional space. Boundaries are not just about time or relationships. They're also about emotions. Sometimes women take on the emotions of everyone around them. If a friend is upset, they carry that pain. If a family member is angry, they feel responsible. But happiness requires balance. You must learn to separate your emotions from others. You can care deeply for people without carrying their burdens. You can support without sacrificing your sanity. Protecting your emotional space allows you to be more present, compassionate, and stable. 5. Be consistent with your boundaries. A boundary only works if it is respected consistently. If you set limits but constantly bend them, people will learn to ignore them. The more consistent you are, the more others will understand and respect your limits. And most importantly, you will respect yourself more. When women fail to set boundaries, they often feel drained, used, or invisible. But when a woman protects her peace, everything changes. She becomes calmer, stronger, and happier. Her relationships improve because she is no longer giving from emptiness, but from fullness. Her confidence grows because she realizes she is in control of her life. So remember this: protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary. Boundaries are acts of love, not just for yourself, but also for those around you. Because when you are at peace, you show up as your best self, for your family, your career, and your dreams. Every day, ask yourself, what do I need to protect my peace today? And then have the courage to act on it. Happiness begins where your boundaries begin. Too often, women postpone happiness, telling themselves, I'll be happy when I get that job, when I buy that house, when I lose weight, when I get married, when life finally looks the way I imagine it. But this way of thinking delays joy and leaves life feeling like an endless chase. The truth is, happiness is not hidden in some future milestone. It's present in the small, ordinary moments of every day. When you start noticing and appreciating those little moments, you realize that joy is all around you, waiting to be embraced. Small moments carry the power to transform an ordinary day into something meaningful, if only you pay attention. 1. Redefining happiness. Many women believe happiness must be grand and extraordinary. A big celebration, a luxury purchase, or a major achievement. But real happiness is not always loud or dramatic. It's often quiet, gentle, and simple. It's found in the smell of fresh coffee in the morning, in the laughter of children, in the warmth of sunlight on your face, or in the calmness of a silent evening. When you redefine happiness as something that exists in the little things, you stop waiting for someday and start experiencing joy today. 2. The power of presence. One of the greatest barriers to happiness is distraction. Women often juggle countless responsibilities: family, career, relationships, and personal growth. Their minds are constantly racing ahead to the next task. But joy can only be felt when you are fully present in the moment. For example, when you eat, eat with presence. Notice the flavors, textures, and aromas. When you walk outside, pay attention to the breeze, the sky, the colors of nature. When you talk to a loved one, put away your phone and give them your full attention. These small acts of presence create deep contentment. 3. Celebrating small wins. Many women overlook their small achievements because they are too focused on bigger goals. But happiness grows when you learn to celebrate progress, no matter how small. Did you finish a difficult task today? Did you cook a healthy meal? Did you take time to rest when you needed it? Those are victories worth acknowledging. Celebrating small wins builds confidence and creates momentum. It reminds you that happiness is not only about arriving at the final destination, but also about enjoying the journey along the way. 4. Creating simple rituals of joy. Small moments of joy can be intentional. You can create little rituals that bring happiness into your daily life. It could be lighting a candle while you read, writing in a gratitude journal before bed, taking a short walk during sunset, or listening to your favorite song every morning. These rituals may seem small, but they anchor your days with comfort and delight. Think of them as daily doses of happiness that protect you from stress and burnout. 5. Gratitude amplifies small joys. Gratitude is the magnifying glass that helps you see happiness in small things. When you train your mind to notice blessings, even ordinary days begin to shine. Instead of saying, "My life is boring," gratitude helps you say, "My life is full of little blessings." For instance, gratitude turns a simple family meal into a moment of connection. It turns an evening rain into a soothing song. It turns a text from a friend into a reminder that you are loved. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. 6. Letting go of comparison. One reason many women miss out on small joys is comparison. Social media often makes others' lives look glamorous, causing women to feel their own lives are dull. But the truth is, happiness is not measured by comparison. It is found in living your life, not someone else's. When you focus on your own small moments, your laughter, your family, your passions, you stop measuring joy against unrealistic standards and start experiencing it authentically. Happiness is not just about comfort, peace, or small moments of joy. It is also about living a life that fulfills your soul. One of the most powerful ways women can experience daily happiness is by nurturing their passions and dreams. Yet many women sacrifice their desires, believing that their responsibilities, family, career, or social expectations, leave no space for personal growth. The truth is, your passions are not a luxury, they are a lifeline. They are the spark that keeps your spirit alive. When you pursue what you love, your energy transforms, your mood improves, and your sense of purpose deepens. 1. Understanding the importance of passion. A passion is anything that ignites excitement in your heart. It could be painting, writing, dancing, cooking, teaching, helping others, or learning new skills. Engaging with your passion creates a state of flow, where time disappears, stress melts away, and your mind is fully immersed in something meaningful. Women who neglect their passions often feel empty or restless. They may appear busy and productive, but without feeding the soul, life can feel monotonous. Pursuing your dreams gives you a sense of identity beyond your roles and responsibilities. It reminds you that you are not just a mother, wife, or professional. You are a unique individual with gifts meant to be expressed. Many women believe they don't have time to follow their dreams, but even a few minutes a day can make a difference. Happiness is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Dedicate small but regular time to what you love, whether it's 15 minutes in the morning journaling, 30 minutes painting, or an hour every weekend learning something new. Time invested in your passions is time invested in your happiness. It rejuvenates your mind, increases creativity, and even enhances your relationships because you approach life with renewed energy and positivity. Often, women abandon their dreams because of fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not being good enough. But self-doubt is one of the biggest enemies of happiness. Remember this: no one starts perfect, and no passion demands perfection. What matters is showing up, trying, and allowing yourself to grow. Every small step toward your dream builds confidence, strengthens resilience, and creates a sense of accomplishment that feeds your daily joy. Women frequently feel guilty for prioritizing themselves over others. Society tells them that self-sacrifice is noble, but neglecting personal passions can lead to frustration, stress, and unhappiness. Balancing responsibilities with personal fulfillment is essential. Pursuing your dreams does not mean abandoning family or work. It means integrating what you love into your life. When you take care of your inner world, everything else benefits. A happy, fulfilled woman gives more love, energy, and attention to those around her because she is replenished. Passions often evolve into purpose when nurtured over time. A hobby can become a career, a skill can become a contribution to others, and a personal dream can inspire or uplift someone else. Purpose Driven living amplifies happiness because it connects your inner joy to the outer world. For example, a woman who loves cooking might create recipes that bring families together. A woman who loves teaching might mentor younger girls. A woman who loves writing can inspire millions through her words. Nurturing your passions not only fuels your personal happiness, but can create ripples of positivity around you. Happiness is a habit, and nurturing your passions is a daily practice. It requires commitment, patience, and self-love. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. Appreciate the moments you dedicate to yourself. Journal your experiences, reflect on your growth, and notice how each step fuels your joy. When you make your passions a priority, life becomes richer, brighter, and more meaningful. You are no longer just surviving, you are thriving. Happiness is often thought of as something external: success, recognition, wealth, or relationships. Yet, one of the most powerful sources of lasting happiness is entirely internal: gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of noticing and appreciating what you already have, rather than focusing on what you lack. For women seeking daily happiness, cultivating gratitude can transform ordinary life into something extraordinary. Gratitude is not just saying thank you when someone does something for you. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world, and a daily habit that rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Life is full of challenges, stress, and unexpected hardships. It's easy to become overwhelmed, frustrated, or dissatisfied. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, it trains your mind to notice what is good. For example, after a tiring day, a woman who practices gratitude might pause and think, "I had enough energy to complete my work. I shared laughter with my children, and I have a safe home to return to." This simple shift in perspective nurtures contentment and joy. Happiness doesn't come from a perfect life. It comes from appreciating the life you already have. Challenges are inevitable, but gratitude equips women with the strength to face them. When you focus on what you can appreciate, even in difficult times, your mind becomes more resilient. You begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. For instance, if a career opportunity doesn't go as planned, a woman practicing gratitude might reflect, "I gained valuable experience, I learned what I don't want, and I still have skills that can open other doors." Gratitude doesn't remove problems, but it empowers you to handle them with grace and positivity. Gratitude becomes powerful when practiced consistently. One effective method is journaling. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be monumental, even small things: a warm cup of tea, a supportive friend, a sunny morning. Count. Over time, this practice trains your brain to naturally notice positive aspects of life. It's a reminder that joy exists all around you, even on ordinary or difficult days. A grateful heart finds happiness everywhere because it sees life as a collection of blessings rather than a series of problems. Women often derive happiness from meaningful relationships, but conflicts and misunderstandings can strain connections. Practicing gratitude strengthens bonds by focusing on the good in others. Expressing appreciation, thanking your partner, family members, or friends for their support, kindness, or presence, creates warmth and love. A woman who actively cultivates gratitude becomes more empathetic, patient, and nurturing. She celebrates the people in her life rather than taking them for granted, creating an environment where happiness flourishes for herself and others. Happiness doesn't always come from extraordinary experiences. Often, it is hidden in small, everyday moments that are easy to overlook. Gratitude helps you notice these moments: the laughter of a child, a compliment from a colleague, a quiet moment with a cup of tea, or the comfort of a familiar song. By acknowledging and appreciating these ordinary blessings, women can create daily joy. Happiness becomes less about achieving something huge and more about recognizing the beauty already present in life. When gratitude becomes habitual, it transforms your inner world. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, from comparison to appreciation, and from complaint to contentment. A woman who embraces gratitude experiences life fully. She smiles more, feels lighter, and spreads positivity wherever she goes. Gratitude is the glue that connects all aspects of happiness. Self, love, peace, small joys, and passions all flourish more fully when viewed through the lens of appreciation. Happiness is not something you chase or wait for. It is something you create, nurture, and protect every single day. For women, the journey to happiness begins with self-love, the courage to protect your peace, the ability to find joy in small moments, the dedication to nurture your passions, and the heart to practice gratitude. When you embrace these principles, happiness is no longer dependent on circumstances, other people, or external achievements. It becomes a daily choice, a way of living, and a source of inner strength. Remember, you are worthy of joy. You are allowed to celebrate yourself, to honor your dreams, and to fill your days with positivity. Life is not about perfection. It is about presence, appreciation, and authenticity. So today, make a promise to yourself. I will not postpone my happiness. I will create it, embrace it, and live it fully every single day. Because when a woman chooses happiness, she doesn't just transform her own life. She inspires everyone around her. Thank you